So I made it to Arizona and made it to Quartzite. Yesterday was a harrowing drive for me in the high winds. I just took it slow, but I was definitely exhausted by the end of the drive. But I made it to Quartzite and I'm staying at a little RV park called Scenic Road RV. It's quite nice. Just staying there a couple of nights. I picked it because it's close enough to the town center park, which is where they're holding the RTR. I'm actually currently walking right now to the women's RTR on Thursday, January 9th. And I'm happy that the RV park was so close. I can already see a whole bunch of RVs in the parking lot, so I guess that tells me that a lot of women just drive their RVs here to come to this event. So I guess I could do that next week, because I'll be camping out on the BLM land. Or I could take Camel Express, which is the shuttle that will come pick you up, I think, for $1.50 for seniors. But I'm excited for today.
Triple digits, AC stops working all the time. What the hell? Go up there to look, all flat. Yeah. I was up there in 103 degrees with cut pieces of cone trying to straighten these damn pins.
Yeah, I have a tip. If you park under a tree, make sure you're not anywhere near that, because if the tree has ants, and the ants can get in there and build.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that you do on the seasonal maintenance thing, and I usually do my seasonal maintenance in January. So this is when I do my bearings. This is when I clean my AC. This is when I do all my checks. So I know it's done for the rest of the year. Now, if you're in a different climate, if you're in Galveston for a bit, you're going to get hit with salty sea air. You're going to fan that looks like a hamster wheel in there. Actually, rodents love this. This is a mansion for rodents. Okay, they love ACs. They will bite through the little fans, the side pieces, and go in there, and they will have a whole little, it's a whole thing for them, like a whole townhouse. You want to also look for any burnt wires while you're up there. Okay, make sure nothing's loose, nothing's heating up, because heat creates resistance, and that makes it hot, and then it makes fire. Right? You want to make sure that you don't have any bent or dirty fins. And make sure that it's working properly, okay? You will have a little dongle on a cord that sticks in just randomly. Whenever you open up your filter on the inside, you'll see it just sticking in there. It looks completely out of place. That is actually your temperature sensor. It's called a thermistor, okay? So it's your freeze sensor. So it's gonna be sticking in there, and it's gonna tell the control panel what the temperature is that's coming out. If that's fell down, you're going to ice up. If it's too high, you're going to ice up. So you have to be kind of lower at the bottom, kind of in the middle, to make sure that it's actually accurate reading. And if you're still getting ice, or you're still getting a freeze up, I have good propane. My batteries are at 13.2, but my refrigerator's not working. Yes, ma'am. Then you've changed the conversation, because you actually know what you're talking about, right? So this is a little bit more confidence in going like, I don't know, just fix it. Okay? Because that I don't know, just fix it comes with $100 extra. Okay? So, windows, then all of your furnaces. One of the things I didn't get to talk about, which is a good question. So bugs love the smell of propane. Okay? So any of your orifices that spew propane need to be blown out. So if you open up the back of your refrigerator, blow that out with like a can of air, a shop vac, a blower, whatever the case may be. Your furnace the same way. So they'll have a blow tube fluid, and that's all it takes is one single spider web to block the flow of propane, and it won't work anymore. Wow. Okay? So all of that needs to be cleaned out. Also, when you open up the back of your refrigerator or your furnace or anything like that, if you have access to it, you'll notice there's a bunch of crap in there. Probably mud dauber's nest, probably paper wasp nest, tires and everything else. Well, all that is just kindling for a fire. So you want to make sure that that is all cleaned out, right? So that's a very good question. So just anything that you can self-maintain on your own, as far as the efficiency of how everything works, is what you need to do.
Yeah, I do everything myself.
You said brake bearings.
No, wheel bearings.
Wheel bearings.
Yes, the things that make your wheels go around and around. They need to be lubed and greased every year.
How
Otherwise,
often?
they will seize every year.
Every year.
Otherwise, they will seize up and they will cause a fire. Wheel bearings. Anything that's on your trailer or your RV, you want to make sure that those are greased up. Yeah.
What do you drop? What do you collect?
I don't quite have the right camera to film myself cooking, but I'm about to make these crispy ricotta kale tacos for lunch, and it's a pretty quick, fast, easy recipe. I'll show you the end results, but I love the salsa. It's garlic, roasted pistachios, lime juice, scallions, salt. I don't have measurements, I just do it by taste, and mix that up as a topping, and then, because I love pistachios, and then the innards of the taco is going to be kale, but I don't have kale. I have chard, and that should work too. And then I'm going to use some whole milk ricotta and tortillas, of course. And so you heat it all up for heat. Well, I don't have cast iron, but probably the best for crisping it up. But cook up the kale for about 4 minutes until wilted, and then warm up the tortilla about 15 seconds each side. Then add your filling, which is the kale plus ricotta or whatever cheese you want. And then I would go ahead and put the salsa on top of it, of the pistachio up there, and then you can fry up, fold it in half and then fry it up in oil to crisp up the outsides of the taco, about 20 to 30 seconds. And so I'll show you the end result and let you know how it tastes. Okay, there's my finished product. These are the small street-sized tacos, and I just topped it with some red cabbage and arugula for a little bit of crunch. But it looks delicious. Let me bite into it and see how it tastes. Okay, here we go. That is really tasty. Probably use a little more salt, but I like it. All the crunch and the cheese, it's really good. Try it, you'll like it. Went to the WRTR yesterday in an RV class, and somebody asked the question, if there's anything you can do to maintain your coach steps, and the RV tech said no, there's nothing you can do. But I looked it up in my manual, and it said actually every month you're supposed to lubricate all moving parts of the step. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm kind of trying to use my phone to see what I'm doing here because I can't see it all. I'm just using white lithium grease to lubricate this bar, and then all moving, I've lubricated other moving parts as well. And the reason I thought I should do this is that I noticed lately that when I use the steps, they sound like they're kind of struggling to get in and out. So I'm going to try this and see if it helps. See, it even has a label right on my step to lubricate all moving parts every month. Probably hasn't been done in a long time.
And didn't give myself a time frame for here. So,
Love, love, love.
Oh, I love her couch. Yeah, it's a really pretty color.
Yeah, I love her colors.
Wow.
A little bigger than these vans and minivans, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Oh, I've got that same one up there. I'm
So pretty.
Nice TV.
have four solar panels on top.
Well, she's done very tasteful decorations.
a chair and
And this is neat. Her, I guess it's a tension rod to hold up the curtains between the cab and the
I love it. It's more fun. More space.
coach.
It'll be interesting.
I love it.
It's painted all white.
Good luck, Heather. Thank you.
a little bit bigger than these vans. Most of us are.
Yes, most of them are right here.
I like the light colors.
If
It
they're.
opens up the space for sure.
So having a bigger.
This is handy right here.
Yes, I like that.
I do too.
Okay, girl, go ahead.
Thank you. Oh, she's got the same kind of coverings
like
as
that.
I do, but hers are nice and neat. Mine always come apart.
I like the table she put in there because she doesn't need two.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
benches. So this is great.
But no slide,
No, I don't think so. Oh, she's got a nice gooseneck
I
faucet.
like how the curtains are coordinated. There's
Yeah.
those curtains behind the sink.
And I love the cafe rods too. Little hangers, and the curtains are adorable. A microwave. Okay, I'll switch with you.
Okay.
She was saying outside that she wants to redo her bedroom and bathroom at some point. That's nice. Looks like a queen size.
Yeah.
Oh, good sized bathroom.
Be kind of nice to have a shower and all with it.
Yeah.
An indoor toilet. Well, I've got an indoor toilet, but it doesn't look like that.
I have a shower and it's really nice to have it on my RV.
What do you have?
I have a Lazy Daze.
Oh yeah, those are the top. Those are the best.
Yeah, I got it because that's what I had researched and found out, that they're the best and they're the solidly built ones so that last. So I thought,
Those are the ones on the west coast, and then you have the Born Frees on the east coast.
Oh, the Born Frees are from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't know that.
And those are the two top quality, you know.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I was looking for. Either one. Yeah, and she's got a nice big. Well, that's a neat storage solution.
Very nice.
Regular flush toilet. Yeah, very nice. This is a 31-foot rig. I like her jewelry hangers and yeah, very nice. And just here an overall shot. It's nice and light, which I like a lot. Very nice. It's an older rig, at least from what it looks like from the outside. It looks like she's got plenty of storage as well.
Everything kind of down so it don't fall off.
Nice big fridge. And,
That's cool.
yeah, more
Wow.
storage
Not the way
solutions.
I
How
drive,
smart is
Robbie.
that? I'll have to look for little things like that for extra
Yeah.
storage.
And she has the bed back there, and she have a little bathroom too?
Yes, she does.
Oh, cool. This is nice.
Yes, it is.
Nice, nice, nice.
I like her chair as well.
Yeah, it's 600 amp hours. Like as big as 2 batteries. And it's
Yeah, it's very nice. Come on in. Here's the outside of the rig that I just showed you. It's an older rig. I don't know what year, but
Thank you for opening.
She says it's her first rig and she's been doing RVing for a year. There's the WRTR. Pretty good size group today. Nice setting, you know, mountains in the background. It's a nice park. It's pretty windy here yesterday, pretty high winds and the dust was blowing around, but today is a bit better. There's Bob Wells' ambulance that is up for auctioning. More shots of Bob's ambulance. Bob Wells' ambulance that they're going to auction. Oh no, I don't think it's auction, it's a raffle, maybe. Sewing area, which is so cute. And they also have a booth that will help you with technology stuff, which that's very cool too. They have a board as well. Needs, wants, camp, travel together, for sale, freebies, I can provide, lost. That's pretty cool. Hey, cutie.
Thank you. Oh, well, now he's like, if you got a picture, may I be pet for payment?
Oh, absolutely. Glad to give it. Oh, you're so tiny and precious. You're so tiny and precious. What is this breed?
It's a German Viver, which is in reality a Yorkie with extra colors and super soft fur.
Very soft. And you want the tummy rub? Want the tummy rub?
When they bred them for the first 30 years, it was a specific breeder, and they were bred for temperament first, and then color and softness. So typically the temperaments of them are different than the regular Yorkies.
Is she a barker, or he a barker, I should say?
He's only a year old, and he's just learning what barking is.
Okay.
And I'm discouraging as much as possible.
I can only kneel so long, honey.
When things blow in the wind, you know.
Etsy cat t-shirt. Some ladies complimented me on it. Of course, I didn't make. I found a couple of things that I like. Mochi and some lentil pasta and some coconut milk. Here with my brother Glenn. Kind of fun, we're shopping around. I'm here with my brother Glenn, he's my half brother. I've been able to find some organic stuff. And things are like $1 and $2. Some things expired, but you know, some things it doesn't matter. Just woke up and I have the heater on. And I'm just waiting for it to warm up. It's gotten down to pretty chilly temps at night. In fact, freezing temps, I think, last night and tonight will be happening. And I'm glad I have a furnace. The last couple of mornings been like low 40s when I got up. And but what's so funny is by the end of the day, you know, it's in the up sort of low 70s in here, so it's quite a range of difference. So it's just chilly, been chilly in the mornings, and then it you know, warms up. So I just have to put a coat on and stay warm in the morning, and then by the afternoon it's quite pleasant in here. So I am in Quartzite still. I meant to stay at this RV park for just 2 nights, but as of now I've stayed, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm planning on staying tonight, so that's 5 nights. So it originally started out as 2 nights that I was going to stay, but now it's 5 nights. I'll tell you my reasoning. First of all, I was kind of tired from the, you know, trip to get down here. You know, it was a lot of setting up and breaking down because I was traveling from campground to campground. So it was 3 campgrounds that I visited on the way down. It's like a, what was it? I don't know, maybe an 18-hour drive to get here to Quartzite from where I live. And so I broke it up into 3-hour drives. And so it was kind of hard on my back because, you know, hooking up and all that stuff and bending over and things are hard on my back. So anyways, when I got here and it was just after the 2nd night, I'm like, no, I can't do it again. I've got to rest. You know, my back needs a rest. So I thought, oh, I'm going to do 2 more nights. And then the weather report came in that it was going to be freezing temps. And so I thought, you know, I would love to have access to my furnace when it's getting down to so low, you know. My brother is camping up the road about 15 minutes away, and he has a spot that's kind of out there by himself, and he said his rig was like 40 degrees in the morning. So in any case, I thought, I'm a little scared of boondocking anyways, because I'm really nervous about keeping up my electricity enough for me to work and do my job. You know, if I wasn't still working, I wouldn't feel that pressure, but since I'm still working, there's a lot of pressure for me to make sure that I have enough electricity, you know, and the furnace uses up electricity, and so you know, I'm just worried. So I thought, well, instead of, I was going to do 10 days of boondocking in Quartzite, but now I'm gonna be doing more like a week of boondocking. So that to me is feeling a little bit more doable. And it's been nice. It really is nice to have hookups. It makes you feel it's a lot less work, it's a lot less worry. It's just really nice to have the hookups, to just be able to plug in. I don't have to move solar panels, lift heavy batteries, all that kind of stuff. Walk up and down the stairs with heavy batteries in my hand and all that. It's just so nice to have the hookups. I feel spoiled, and the RV fees aren't too bad here. The guy was really nice, and he started out as full rate, but each time I keep adding on nights, he kind of is giving me more and more discounts to where I'm just paying $25 for the last night. So it's worth it. And yesterday, my arm gets tired, so I'm trying to hold up the phone. This is not a flattering angle, is it? Anywho's, yesterday I was grateful to have the hookups because I found out something that's kind of a little bit concerning, and that is that I only lasted 5 days on my black tank before needing to dump. I thought the black tank would last a lot longer, so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong or why it's only lasted 5 days. Might be partially because the seal in my toilet is not holding water, the gasket or whatever. And water has been leaking. Every time I fill up the bowl and I go in there, it's leaked out. So that could be part of the reason, So I actually did some research, and I might actually attempt to try to change the toilet gasket seal in there myself. So my brother, hopefully in the next couple of days, is going to take me to an RV store, and hopefully we can find one and I can try and repair that. It's supposedly you just pop out the old one and then pop in the new one, but we'll see how that goes. In any case, I was thinking, wow, it's so nice for me to have the the sewer right here, hookup right here, and I could just dump, because my gray tank and my black tank got up to 2/3 yesterday, so they both needed dumping. And I was really able to take my time with my dumping yesterday because I wanted to try out this new thing I got called the Rhino Blast Pro, and it's a way to back flush your tank, to make sure that you get it clean enough for the sensors not to act up, So I was a little bit nervous about doing it because there's kind of several steps to it, and I was just happy to have the time to really carefully go through the steps and not have any terrible mishaps. So I got through it. It took me a long time. What was hard was to turn on the hose, because you do, after you let the black water tank, outlet flush, then you have to put on this hose and then you spray back up into the tank. And with two people, it'd be easy because somebody could be inside saying, okay, you're up to 2/3 now. Stop the flow of the hose, but I'm by myself. So I'm running back and forth, getting my exercise, running up the stairs, trying to check the readout to see where I was at. I got a water flow meter, but I don't know, it wasn't working right. So I'm running back and forth, and I'm thinking the neighbors must think I'm crazy. Here at the RV park, you're kind of right on top of each other. But I didn't care. It's like, no, I'm just going to do this right. So I just kind of got a feel for it and realized that it takes a lot longer to fill up the tank than I thought. So in any case, I got it, flushed out and all worked out okay. So I was just really grateful to have the time to be able to practice that and do it, and not feel, the pressure probably at a dump station. I wouldn't try to do that back flush. It would just take too long. But, you know, I paid for a guy to come out and do the cleaning out of my tanks, and I'm trying to maintain that so that my sensors are correct. My brother says that he's been RVing in his trailer for decades, and he says that his sensors have never worked correctly, and he has to use a flashlight to look down the hole to see where it's at. But I'd prefer not to do that. So anyways, that was good. And last night it was so chilly that I kind of caved and decided to have my furnace on. It's pretty loud when it goes on, so I was a little worried it would wake me up, and it did sort of kind of wake me up a little bit, but I would fall back to sleep. But I set the furnace at 55 degrees, and that was okay. So yeah, it's nice to be here. It's pretty quiet here in the RV park. And so I have a spot picked out. My brother, who is very familiar with Quartzite, I was going to camp with this group and over in the LTV long-term La Posa South, but I realized it's too far. You know, I can't like break camp every day and drive my RV over to the town center park where the RTR is. And I thought that's just too much trouble, you know, and I was like worried because I didn't really have any other backup plan. I didn't know where I was going to stay, but my brother, Glenn, fortunately knows the area very well, and he knew a sort of a lesser known spot that's just down the road from from where the town center park is, where they're holding the show. And it's within walking distance. And so we scoped it out, and hopefully I'll be able to park there. I'll be leaving tomorrow morning, I think, unless I decide to stay another night here. And so I'll be there. If I leave tomorrow, I'd be over there for a whole week before leaving on my next leg of my trip. So I'm a little worried about the electricity boondocking, but that's why I want to do it, is I want to see, okay, can I do it? How hard is it? Can I keep all of my equipment charged, my work equipment and everything else I need charged? My electric stove that I have, my wave induction stove, and, you know, run the furnace and stuff because it's so chilly at night here in the desert. We had high winds too, you know, and that was another reason I didn't want to move. A couple of days there was pretty high winds here. It was really, you know, a layer of dust everywhere. And over there at La Posa South, it was super dusty, and since I have asthma, you know, I've been kind of feeling it in my lungs. So I'm glad to be here in an RV park where it's not so dusty. But, yeah, so I'll head over to that spot that's close to where the town center park is and attend classes. I've enjoyed the RTR so far, and, you know, I'm sort of like finding it to be validating just because after all these years of watching so many other YouTubers and videos and stuff, I really educated myself, so I feel like I kind of know the majority of what's being taught at the classes, so it's kind of validating, but I still don't find it boring. You know, I like to get the validation. I think they did a really cool thing yesterday at the class where they asked people, like, if you want to camp with certain people, you know, maybe you are, you know, a knitter and you want to camp near other knitters, you know, just get up here to the mic and ask, you know, make your request of who you want to camp near. And so people were getting up to the mic and saying, yeah, you know, I'm a 12-stepper and I would love to camp near other 12-steppers, and maybe we can meditate and work the 12-step program together and have, you know, meetings and stuff. And another lady got up and said, I'm an introvert and I'm not really that social, but I'd love to camp around other people to feel safe, you know, and I like to have a spiritual practice and eat healthy, and I don't want to be around other drinkers. And so, you know, people were being pretty specific about what they were looking for. And so it was pretty cool that people could find groups to camp with. I didn't find any group that I would want to camp with, just because, again, I feel like I scouted out a spot close enough that I could just walk over and make it convenient for myself. So, but I thought that was a really cool thing, and, you know, it encouraged people to meet one another and make new friends, which I think is a wonderful thing. So I was impressed with the crowd there. It was a nice group of people, and, you know, it was set up very nicely, and some very helpful booths. There was a lady in the audience that needed a first aid, and it was great that they had first aid people right there to help. And I just think they're doing a great thing and here, and the fact that it's all free just blows my mind. What's free these days? Nothing. There's nothing free. So, you know, you could donate, of course, but the fact that they're not demanding anything, I don't know how they're doing this. I guess it's a nonprofit, and they're paying for it that way. I don't know how they're making any money on it, but anyways, I'm going to donate for sure. But I'm glad I came, and seeing a lot of cute dogs, and saw a lady with a bird on her back in a little backpack cage or whatever. So you see some interesting rigs, and I got to do an interesting tour, and so yeah, it's been really cool. And my brother, who has a truck, took me around Quartzite, and we had some fabulous pizza the other night. Best pizza I've had in a long time. I think it was called Silly's Pizza or Silly Al's Pizza or something like that. Super great pizza. I don't eat pizza that much, but when I do, I want it to be good, and that was definitely good. Noisy restaurant, though. I mean, we were there on a Friday night, so perhaps that's why. But other than that, I've been trying to cook some healthy meals for myself. And yeah, so far so good. So yeah, it's been about a week now into my trip, and you know, I'm having fun. I'm learning a lot. There's been, you know, some challenges with the drive here and all that wind. It scared me to death to drive in that wind. I can't believe, looking back on it, that I did it. I've never done anything like that in my entire life, to drive in such high winds like that, and feeling that, you know, the pull, you know, it's like my steering wheel is going like this, you know. I'm like, oh, and then seeing all those overturned rigs. Scary. So scary. I won't be doing that again, but I forced myself to get through it and to do it because I had an agenda. Do I have I got a bruise on my arm. I wonder how that happened. You know, I have this agenda of camp reservations and stuff, and I wanted to get down here for the RTR. I was already kind of late for the WRTR, so I didn't want to miss, you know, I only got to go 2 days instead of the 3 because I just couldn't get down here quick enough that day. I was driving so slow on the freeway. I literally put on my hazard lights to warn people behind me because I was so scared that I was just going about 50 miles an hour. Because I was so afraid of a big wind gust that would really pull me, you know, off my lane. So, yeah, I'm glad I made it in one piece, but what normally would have taken like 2.5 hours to drive took like 3.5 hours. I mean, it took forever. Amazing how when you slow down like that, it really changes your ETA. My brother was like, I didn't know what happened to you. Like, I'm sorry, I forgot about the time change. I was trying to keep him apprised of when I was going to be arriving, you know, and it kept changing. And I'm like, I'm driving in these high winds, and it's just scary as heck. And I just am taking it really slow. So it was nice to get to the lower gas prices. I went to a gas station right away, a Shell gas station that was $2.85, and we're used to paying above $4 in California. So I'm like, yay, I get to pay some lower gas prices. So that was cool. All right, well, I guess I better get up and get ready. I'm going to go to another class today. I forgot what it was about, but let's see. What I did a class yesterday on about, how to boondocking 101, so that was great. I learned a few new things, but yeah. Thanks for listening. My bedroom here, I have this TV, this came with the rig, but it's, hooked up, I think, to satellite. There's a satellite on the top of the rig, which I don't have, an active subscription to. So I'm not sure how I would watch TV on this, other than maybe certainly I could watch it through my Roku streaming device, but I'd have to be hooked up to the internet, which uses up a lot of, electrical power, which I don't have the luxury of having when I'm not plugged in. So I don't know how much I will end up using this TV. I'm not sure about that. I have so many more higher priority items to charge. So what I've been doing is I have a little portable monitor that I have set up on my couch that's right across from my bed here. And then I just been downloaded movies onto my phone and then streamed to the monitor there. And it's kind of a little bit, tiny bit of an inconvenience because I have to set it up and break it down every day. So I do have to figure something else out, but this is how I'm entertaining myself in the evenings, is doing it this way. Last night I watched a fabulous movie that I can recommend to you if you like kind of more quiet, thoughtful... Whoops, I cut myself off. If you like more quiet, thoughtful, emotional movies, I'm kind of not usually a big drama watcher, but I really enjoyed this movie with Emma Thompson, and it's called The Children Act. It was a movie that came out, I think, in 2017, and it's about a busy judge in London who has kind of a, crumbling marriage and some hard cases to decide. And she has to decide on the case of a young man who's got leukemia and believes that if he gets the blood transfusion, it's against his religious beliefs. And so she gets involved in that case. And so it's very emotional and a very touching movie. And I really enjoyed it. I can recommend that movie very highly to you. It's called The Children Act. It was playing on Prime Video.